Solubility rules are a set of guidelines used to determine whether a compound will dissolve in water or whether it will form a precipitate. These rules are fundamental when working with ionic compounds in aqueous solutions. So all nitrates are soluble in water, for example, sodium nitrate and silver nitrate. Most halide salts are soluble except those of silver, lead, and mercury. So for soluble examples, let's take sodium chloride and potassium bromide, and for insoluble, silver chloride and lead 2 iodide. All acetates are soluble in water. So for example, sodium acetate and lead 2 acetate. All alkali metal salts are soluble. So for example, sodium chloride or potassium sulfate. And all ammonium salts are also soluble. So for example, ammonium nitrate and ammonium chloride. Most hydroxides are insoluble except those of alkali metals, ammonium, calcium, strontium, and barium. So for soluble examples, let's take sodium hydroxide and barium hydroxide. For insoluble examples, we have iron-3 hydroxide and copper-2 hydroxide. Most sulfates are soluble, except those of barium, calcium, lead, strontium, and mercury. So for soluble examples, sodium sulfate and magnesium sulfate. For insoluble examples, we have barium sulfate and strontium sulfate. Most sulfides are insoluble, except those of alkali metals, calcium, strontium, barium, and ammonium. So for soluble examples, we have sodium sulfide and potassium sulfide. For insoluble examples, we have iron 2 sulfide and lead 2 sulfide. Most fluorides are soluble, except those of lead, calcium, barium, and magnesium. For soluble, we have sodium fluoride and potassium fluoride. For insoluble, we have calcium fluoride and lead 2 fluoride. Lastly, most carbonates, phosphates, and chromates are insoluble, except those of alkali metals and ammonium. For example, we have sodium carbonate, potassium phosphate, and ammonium chromate, which are soluble in water, and we have calcium carbonate and barium phosphate, which are insoluble in water. So these are solubility rules, and thank you for watching.